Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we're coming to you from virtually all over. Jeff is back in our studios at the Capital Region International Airport, but we are going to spend a little time right now with Alessandra Carreon. She is the Chief Climate Officer at EGLE, the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy. And we hear from you folks all the time. You're doing amazing work. For those of our audience who are not familiar, can you start by explaining maybe the Michigan Healthy Climate Plan, and what is that?
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to talk about the My Healthy Climate Plan for short. Our climate action plan, the My Healthy Climate Plan, was launched in 2022, and it's our state's roadmap to cut greenhouse gas emissions, grow the clean energy economy, and ensure that every Michigander benefits from a healthier, more affordable, and more resilient future. How we do that is through the responsibility of the Office of Climate and Energy, which is to ensure the successful implementation of the My Healthy Climate Plan. And ultimately, the plan is structured through a series of key strategies that are designed to achieve carbon neutrality in the state by 2050. And so our office coordinates activities across state government and with external partners to deliver the plan. We conduct policy planning, make recommendations, we conduct research, all in support of the plan. And just to give a really quick overview, because I think it's important for the rest of the conversation to have a sense of what the plan prescribes. The first strategy is to commit to environmental justice and pursue a just transition. That means every Michigander should be able to benefit from the activities of the plan with cleaner air, better jobs, more affordable energy. And then the other strategies include cleaning the electric grid, electrifying vehicles and increasing public transit, repairing and decarbonizing homes and businesses, driving clean innovation in industry, and then, of course, protecting our state's precious land and water.
Alessandra, how do you have time to spend with us?
No,
That is quite a
I'm happy
slate
to
of
spend time with you. Yes.
that is quite a slate of work. Listen, let's talk a little bit about the 2025 kind of highlights. What significant things happened with Eagle that year?
So many highlights. And, I really want to underscore that our annual report really reflects all the efforts across state government and our successful achievement of the goals of the My Healthy Climate Plan. And ultimately, I think one big takeaway is that since our baseline emissions inventory was prepared in 2005, our state has reduced our greenhouse gas emissions by 20%. So we're showing real progress towards the plan goals. Our next milestone in the plan is to achieve a 52% reduction by 2030 before full carbon neutrality in 2050. And so some of the exciting developments that I want to make sure I share with you all today that really continue to position our state as a national leader in prioritizing affordability, reliability, community support are first just the successful deployment of renewable energy projects that we've seen in the state. The Michigan Public Service Commission prepares and publishes an annual report on the status of renewable energy in Michigan. And what we found is that we've seen an increase of almost 30% of installed renewables since 2023. So the number of renewable energy projects in the state, the capacity of renewable energy is increasing. The next sort of exciting development that I want to make sure I highlight from the report, again, showing our statewide progress toward the plan, is the number of EVs registered and the charging infrastructure to accommodate EVs, where there were about 40,000 EVs registered in Michigan in 2023. As of 2025, there were over 100,000 registered. So we're really seeing, really phenomenal growth there, and the charger installations are keeping up. Fast chargers increased by 80% since 2024, and then the public level 2, which are a bit slower, chargers increased by 40%. So that's all according to data from our Department of State. And then finally, I think it's important just in terms of sort of the things that our office actually prepares is we have a greenhouse gas inventory, the first ever since 2005, that will now be updating annually.
Alessandra, you need to get a little more excited about
Oh,
this. So,
do my
first,
best.
this is a job actually that Eagle can't do alone. So you have to interact with a lot of agencies across
Right.
the state. How? Tell me about that.
We have the benefit of, by executive order and directive, of having an advisory board called the Council on Climate Solutions that exists to provide input and advice on the development and implementation of the My Healthy Climate Plan. So this board has a series of appointees that represent external organizations, but also department departments from across the state. So we are very fortunate and grateful for regular convenings of the subcabinet of state departments under the Council on Climate Solutions, who are doing just that, coordinating to implement our climate action plan on a regular basis. And so we're in constant communication, and really that's how we know what to feature in the report as well.
And affordability, that's a top concern, both families and employers. And what you're doing also is tremendous for economic growth. We've only got maybe a half a minute left, but tell me a little bit about how that impacts the economic growth.
Absolutely. We can see through clean energy projects more jobs. We've had over 120,000 Michiganders employed in clean energy jobs in the state, and we can also see a reduction in energy bills. Renewable energy is just globally more affordable and cheaper than fossil fuel sources.
Well, listen, Alessandra Carreon, thanks so much for joining us, Chief Climate Officer with EGLE, and we appreciate the job you're doing. Every night, I take my dogs out for the last 45 minutes of the evening, and I look up at the stars, and I have noticed the number of particulates in the air have diminished because the scenery is much clearer.
That's wonderful.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thanks for making my evening better.
Oh, thank you. It's a team effort.
Alessandra, thanks you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we will be back with more.